Good evening, I'm Grihatul. The Bihar political battlefield is heating up as it heads to the final phase, and at the center of it is all that familiar war cry of vote chori. Rahul Gandhi has yet again accused the government and the Election Commission of being hand in glove in what he's described as systematic manipulation of electoral rolls designed to tilt the democratic playing field. From Madhya Pradesh to Chhattisgarh, the leader of opposition has claimed that he has 100% evidence of fake voters, bogus photographs and software-driven deletions. According to Gandhi, the ongoing special intensive revision of voter lists across 9 states and 3 union territories is not an administrative exercise, but a cover-up to institutionalize fraud. But the counter from the ruling side is just as fierce. Amit Shah says Gandhi's outrage is misplaced, that what's really happening is a cleanup, not a cover-up. The Home Minister insists that names being deleted aren't the voters, they are infiltrators, and that the Congress and its allies are crying foul because their so-called vote bank is being erased. Shah has dubbed Rahul's campaign not a vote adhikar yatra, but a Ghuspatia Bachao Yatra, a march to save infiltrators. So while the Congress says this is a full-blown subversion of democracy, a digital hijack of elections, the BJP calls it a clean-up drive, just the removal of illegal names. The Election Commission, caught in the middle, has called these allegations unfounded and says no formal complaints were filed. So tonight, on the explosive weekend debate, we ask, is this a genuine crisis of electoral integrity or political theatre ahead of Bihar elections? Who's really defending democracy here and whose is just defending their turf?
डेटा देखने के बाद मेरी सोच है कि वही मध्य प्रदेश में हुआ है, वही महाराष्ट्र में हुआ है, वही छत्तीसगढ़ में हुआ है, और ये बीजेपी और इलेक्शन कमीशन का सिस्टम है। और हमारे पास और भी सबूत है और वो आस्ते आस्ते हम दिखाएंगे। बट मेन मुद्दा वोट चोरी का है और एसआईआर उसको अब कवर अप करने का है और इंस्टीट्यूशनलाइज करने का सिस्टम है।
ये कह रहे हैं वोट चोरी हुई है, इतनी बड़ी हजारों में संख्या है, आपका किसी का वोट कटा है भाई? अरे जोर से बोलो, कटा है? तो राहुल जी किसके वोट की बात करें? किसके? एक घुसपैठियों की वोट की बात कर रहे हैं। ए राहुल बाबा को जितनी यात्रा निकालनी है निकाले, पटना से लेकर इटाली तक, मगर वो घुसपैठियों को बचा नहीं पाएंगे।
Let me open this up. Today, joining us on the broadcast is Rohan Gupta, spokesperson of the Bharatiya Janata Party. Suraj Mandal, spokesperson of the Congress, is also with us. And with us is Amitabh Tiwari, who is the founder of Vote Vibe. Let me begin with Suraj Mandal. Suraj, the fact that this charge by Rahul Gandhi is not stopping, but considering that has happened right at the time when Bihar is going to polls, now the final phase is going to be out there soon. Is this not a very defeatist approach that's coming in from the Congress party? Because on the one hand, your leader is claiming that BJP is involved in vote chori, the election are going to be tilting to their favor. Does that mean the Mahagathbandhan voters should lie back? There is no, in fact, no outcome will be in favor of the Mahagathbandhan.
No, ma'am. I think those who are hoping for that will be sadly mistaken. In the 121 seats which the polling has been held, Mahagathbandhan is sweeping. I myself was voting at one of these places, and at least in 3 parliamentary constituencies, I have myself, interacted with the voters. But the point is different. I think it's also for the media. It's not just what Rahul Gandhi is saying that you should react. Your own eyes should be open. Why I am saying so? See what has happened in this election. You have at Samastipur the entire bunch of VVPAT slips being thrown. And what is the election commission doing? Just suspending 1 or 2 officials. They should have been arrested. And, some of these officers who were in charge of that, it is great subversion of democracy. They should have been simply removed from the service and charged with sedition. And what is happening? Several shots and videos are floating on the social media in which the lights of the booth are, strong room are being turned off. Even the CCTV is being turned off, and people are entering in the strong room. And what is the election commission saying? To prepare for the counting. Now, counting is going to be held on 14th. Under no circumstances you need to enter the strong room where EVMs are kept, and to for the sake of counting. So entire thing, and this one of our friends from vote analysis is here,
Yes.
but there is also a group called Vote for Democracy in Maharashtra. With the data, they have shown that at least 79 seats where just the votes were added. The election commission had no explanation. They said that there was lots of voting at the last moment. They didn't want to share the CCTV footage for that. And let me tell you one more thing. The election commission is repeatedly lying in saying that
Okay.
there are no complaints. 79 lakh of complaints have been given only by Congress party alone, and
Okay.
the election commission has refused to entertain them. So this lie is being circulated, and the election commission is behaving as if it is an alliance partner of Bharatiya Janata Party, and they are simply subversing the democracy and the constitution of this country. And
Okay.
what Rahul Gandhi is saying is
Rohan
just
Gupta,
the
big claims
tip
that are
of the
being made.
iceberg.
Big claims that are being made, and right now, taking the Samastipur example, there is a case of sabotage that the Congress mentions that has come to fore with these VVPAT, and we were just playing out those visuals of how those VVPAT slips were really strewn all on the roads. There you have the visuals on the screen. How do you respond to these charges, Rohan?
Yeah, first of all, it is clear cut that Mahagathbandhan considered that defeat. And that's why Mr. Rahul Gandhi, rather than being in Bihar, he was doing press conference at Delhi regarding Haryana. Again, coming back to the point of, SIR, I just heard Mr. Rahul Gandhi speaking that SIR is active to cover up. That is what he has been doing. He has been just showing that what are the irregularities in the voter list. And when election commission does the SIR, you are even opposing that. Then what is your point? After doing SIR in Bihar, 65 lakh voters' name have been removed. You tell me one complaint where that voter has come out and said that no, legitimately I was a voter and my name is taken out. No, absolutely not even a single thing. So who are those 65 people whose names are left out? Who is Congress party fighting for them? Then they should come out and tell openly. So the point here is Congress party and this Mahagathbandhan, they are completely exposed. They don't know what is their issue, and their vote chori issue has been stolen before the election. They have considered the defeat, so they are preparing for 14th evening where they will do the press conference against election commission because of that defeat. But the fact of the matter is they are losing the sense of the pulse of the people of this country because of their own narrative. When you call India a dead economy, do you feel that Indians will support you? No. So rather than doing the introspection kriya, they are putting the onus, they are putting the whole blame onto the system, onto the electoral system, onto BJP. That is what people of this country are. They are not going to accept. If they are so serious about improving the voter roll, they should have welcomed the 12 state exercise of SIR rather than doing politics around that. So the idea is very clear, Priya. They know that they will be defeated. They have to prepare ground to save their bacha kucha voters and to save the humiliation on the 14th evening.
Amitabh Tiwari, what do you make of these claims? And while there was a mention that was made by Suraj of Samastipur episode, he also has said that about 79 lakh complaints were registered with the Election Commission of India, but the EC gave a deaf ear to all of those complaints. They have not backed it up with any kind of evidence, but claims again coming in from the Congress.
Now, clearly, there is a deadlock between the government and the opposition on this issue. There is a full lack of trust, or there is a big trust deficit between the opposition and the Election Commission of India as well. So, how do we proceed from here? No authority or institution is willing to budge. The allegation at Vote Vibe, when we asked this question to people, and not in this case when the Mahadevpura allegations were made, that are the allegations serious? Most of the people said yes. But when we followed it up by asking that, is Rahul Gandhi right in saying that the ECI is rigging the elections in favor of BJP? The people said no. Correct. So while the
But
allegations
there
are
was one question where you were also asking that question, that is ECI responsible for this kind of fudging, and there was a record number. Half of the people who was the target audience, they did go ahead and say yes to that. So that is also part of the survey that you did. But what does it make of the claims that Rahul Gandhi has been making? Amitabh, I really want to understand that from you, and the counter that's coming in from the BJP, talking about how while Bihar is going to play polls, rather than concentrating on Bihar, they are talking about Haryana, they're talking about Maharashtra, now they're talking about Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, nothing about Bihar, no appeals that have come while the SIR was conducted in Bihar, and they continue to cry foul, and they also are now saying that they will not go to the ECI because it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, so essentially, then how will the allegations be investigated if the ECI, if they do not go to ECI and file complaints, or if there is no discussion on the affidavit, etc.? Because we are at a deadlock, correct? Now, as you have mentioned, elections are happening in Bihar. First, they raised Mahadevpura, then they've raised Haryana. Now, the RJD itself has said that leave vote chori, there has been seat chori in Bihar in 2020. So, if there was a press conference held about seat chori in Bihar on that particular day, the people of Bihar would have related to that. At least they would have recalled the names of the seats. Correct. At least it would have made some resonance amongst the voters if you talk about Bihar in Bihar just before the elections. But talking about Haryana does not have much electoral impact. And as you mentioned, this could also demotivate the voters as to if the main opposition or the national party in the main opposition in Bihar is saying that elections are anyways going to be rigged, then what is the point of going out and voting? I mean, some of the followers could feel that. So I think we have reached a deadlock, and
Okay.
I don't see any solution to it. I
Okay,
mean,
hold that
there-
thought, Amitabh Tiwari. Let me actually bring in Suraj. Suraj, you said that this is also an important thing that should be presented before the media. There are questions that media also needs to ask because here the democracy is under threat. And when you pose that question to media, I'd like to tell you that a lot of our colleagues went on ground. There was a ground investigation that was done in support of the claims that Rahul Gandhi had made when he was doing the Haryana press conference, H-bomb as he had termed that press conference. But there has been discrepancy in the claims that have been made, because many people who Rahul Gandhi mentioned in that press conference have only voted once.
No, let me first answer point by point to a friend who was
Sure.
saying that there is a deadlock.
Sure.
Fine, there is a deadlock, but do you know that every time the Election Commission is asking for affidavit, 2 years back, Samajwadi Party gave 18,000 affidavits. What did they do with that? You are saying that you're not, what is the, if you are not doing anything on our complaints, all the parties, even in Delhi, led a delegation, even Aam Aadmi Party led a delegation. They do nothing. So there's no point, when you see that they are hand in glove with BJP. Secondly,
So what is the solution according to the Congress
no,
party,
no.
Suraj?
I'll come to two more just point, ma'am.
Sure.
Just let me respond. Number one, our friend was saying that we are winning and all. Mr. Modi, one day before he left Bihar, so he knows the situation on ground. They have again started, pampering Mr. Nitish Kumar, whom every time, they are saying NDA's government will be formed, but not Nitish Kumar. Now every BJP office has lots of cutouts of Mr. Nitish Kumar in Patna. Thirdly, we have a home minister who shows his incompetence all the time. He did the Ghuspatia issue was there when Pahalgam had happened. Where did they come from? There is no answer to that. In the Pulwama case, where did the RDX come from? There is still no answer to that. And I will give you a systematic figure in which 2005 to 2019, you see every year, and especially from 2014 onwards, when this government is in power, there is no tracking of those Ghuspatia and sending them back. Right in 2019, it's just 299, and our home minister is keeping on harping on the same issue again and again. In fact, since last time they were on Jungle Raj, this time they are on this issue because Himachal is there and their Hindu-Muslim card will play well. So every time they have to play Hindu-Muslim card, they keep on saying, as far as the solution you said, number one, we know every advanced country in this world, which has a democracy, including England, including USA, Germany, France, hold their elections with ballot. Why does this government and BJP and ECI is running away from the ballot? They know it will be, they will be exposed. They will not win a single seat, just as it happened in 1984. The total anti-incumbency is in such a way that people are just fed up of this government that they want to throw out. Let me tell you, ma'am, the results, what he's saying, even on 14th of November, when the counting is done, we are pretty sure, even after all these vote chori and everything, the Mahagathbandhan is going to sweep the election in Bihar, and the people who are coming as intruders, including BJP Pracharak, who has become a voter in Bihar from Gujarat, he will be also, chased away from the state, because they are the real Ghuspatiyas who are just cheating the people of Bihar every time. You say that we will give a package of so many lakh crores, not even a single rupee has come to Bihar. Number two, no central university promise has been kept. Number three, every time the same thing, I'll drink tea from this sugar mill, it will start operating. And 5 years ago, he said the same thing, our Honorable Prime Minister, and even now. And you have great charge of 70,000 crores of bungling of public money. But in the CAG report, you have 1 rupee in which 1,050 acres
Griya.
of land has been given to Adani and forest.
Okay.
Jungle Raj means they will. Adani has cut it.
But Rohan, how are you responding to these allegations with evidence, claiming that they are unfounded? On the one hand, the Union Home Minister has said that this is not a cover-up exercise, it's a clean-up exercise, and we are trying to clean out the electoral rolls, cleanse the electoral rolls by getting the infiltrators out, people who have illegally entered the country. But evidence to back these claims, sir?
I'll definitely give the evidence. See, first of all, the way my friend is running away from the core issue. Just when you ask him question, just within 2 minutes, he switched on to other issues. But absolutely, I'll answer all of them. To answer the first point he raised of Maharashtra, I'll tell you with specific date, December 24, 2024, Election Commission replied with each and every allegation of Congress Party officially. I bet to Congress Party spokesperson after that why Congress Party has not gone back to EC and raised the
But
counter
he's just said that 18,000 affidavits by the
no, you
Samajwadi
listen,
Party
let me complete.
did not really go anywhere. EC did not look at it.
Do you feel that if they have those complaints, then Mr. Rahul Gandhi will not do the press conference? That let's not talk this. I'm talking officially today that Maharashtra CEC after 24 December 2024 is Congress Party ready to show any letter where they have written to the EC of Maharashtra against the reply which was given by EC? No. They don't want this solution of this issue. They just want it to be a political issue because tomorrow when the results come out, they need a cover-up cushion. Because they have to go back to their Bacha Kucha supporters and tell that, see, look at, we were telling you this is going to happen. If otherwise, I'll give you evidence now. In Bihar, after the SAR activity, when 65 lakh voters are deleted, under the scanner, everything is under the scanner today, Griya. Do you feel that anybody's single voter's vote, if it is deleted wrongfully, they will not come out or reach out to Congress Party? The whole election, the first phase of the election is over. The second phase is going to happen day after. And not even a single complaint has been filed by any voter. And he is saying that so many complaints are there, then let it be in public domain. Why you are talking only in debates and not going to EC and not going to the court? You don't want to go to court. You want Supreme Court to hear your logic. You don't want to go to EC because you don't want this issue to die. Because it suits you politically, because you don't have any other agenda. Otherwise, Griya, after being in opposition for 20 years, if they are going with the vote chori issue, it clearly shows in Bihar that's a pro-incumbency. That is the reason they didn't have any other issue and they had to go with vote chori. And that is why, last point, even RJD, why RJD is not raising this point? Because they know that it's not resonating on ground. They are going to lose badly. I'm telling you. So you take promise from Congress spokesperson that on 14th, you will not hear from any Congress spokesperson or the leader that something is wrong has happened in Bihar and they will accept the results gracefully.
Would you also refute the claims of one BJP MLA having 2 EPIC numbers, one after he's voted in Delhi in February 2025. He goes to Bihar and he
MP, ma'am.
Yeah,
Yeah,
MP.
I'll
Rakesh
tell
Sinha,
you.
MP.
I will answer that. I will answer that. See, that is what Election Commission has been saying. Because of the migration, there is interstate, there is intrastate movement of the voters. Because of that, SIR is must. That's what Election Commission is saying. So it's not about anything wrong.
But
I
it
am
was
not saying
conducted
that
in
in
Bihar, sir.
electoral role.
There are
Yeah,
many
I am
people
not
in
saying.
our workplace who hail from Bihar, but they have been residing in the national capital or in Noida, and they have been voting in Noida, and they have got their names deleted from the voter rolls in Bihar. And they are more than willing to do that because they also know they have been voting in Delhi. That's what the SIR has been all about. But here,
Absolutely.
this charge that the Union Home Minister is making, that this entire attempt is only to get the infiltrators out of the system. Here we're not talking
Absolutely.
about infiltrators. There's also an attempt to regularize the voter rolls. In this
Obviously,
case,
see,
how can two
see that.
individuals have the same EPIC, the same EPIC number? Amitabh Tiwari, I'd want your inputs on this. These claims also are there, and these are reasonable allegations, reasonable claims that must be looked at. For example, when I did ask the Congress spokesperson about the ground investigations, on-ground investigations that everybody from members of the media have been doing, there are discrepancies in the claim. How did that happen? Because the EC website, the data shows a different story. On ground, it's a different story. Where is the discrepancy really, coming to fore, and how, if the SIR is really working?
Well, the discrepancy is coming to fore, firstly, because there is a huge amount of population we have, and there are a large number of voters. The many parties do not have BLAs. Election Commission also depends upon BLAs of political parties. We as individuals, when we shift our homes and we move from one state to another, many of us, I mean, you mentioned about some people getting their names deleted, but they have not deleted their names. Their names are still there. So I think this is a big issue. SIR is needed to cleanse the electoral roll. Infiltration, we've seen in Bihar. I mean, the number of infiltrators who were removed out, that number is still not out. So we don't know whether there were any infiltrators or not who were moved out. Maybe it becomes a bigger issue in border states like the West Bengal or Assam. West Bengal is going for SIR, Assam is not going for SIR in this election cycle. So this is a complex process. You asked a pertinent question as to what is the solution.
Yes.
What is the solution to this?
Do you think paper ballot is the solution? Because if we will go back to Mahadevpura and Alan, there has been software deletion, a centralized deletion of so many, a large chunk of voters. All of that possibly could be dealt with if at all there was a system of paper ballot. I mean, at least that one point can be taken into consideration by the Congress.
No, but that Suraj Mandalji is saying here, but I have not heard Rahul Gandhi demanding that the election should be held on
No,
paper
it was always a part of the. No, it has always been said by the Congress party.
Neither in Haryana press conference, he has said that we are demanding that we should move back to ballot papers. He has not said that. That is number one. Number two, what is the objective? What does Congress want? Does it believe that the ECI is going to investigate? ECI is not going to investigate unless the Congress party submits an affidavit. So there is a deadlock. Do they believe that the BJP government will resign on its own because they have made the allegations? That is not going to happen. If they believe that the Supreme Court will intervene, that is also not happening because the SIR is in Supreme Court's court, sort of say. Correct. So I don't know, apart from any political mileage which the Congress party expects to get out of it, I think even it wants to fight this thing in a public court, not in judiciary, because it wants to create a mahal and gain some electoral mileage. Correct?
Okay, electoral mileage is the accusation that is coming from both the sides. Both the panelists accuse Congress party Suraj Mandal of this one posturing ahead of Bihar polls. How do you respond to these claims? And there was one point that was made by Rohan on how the RJD, your key ally in Bihar, they are not very vocal in supporting the claims that you have been making so far as vote chori, vote theft is concerned. Suraj.
I think Mr. Rohan forgot to see the massive support in the Voter Adhikar Yatra for 17 days when it took place in Bihar, when all the four leaders of all the
उसको भी
Mahagabandhan
तो
parties
इन्फिल्ट्रेटर
were there.
बचाओ यात्रा कह रहे हैं भारतीय जनता पार्टी और अमित
No,
शाह.
let them say, ma'am. And just now, our friend just said that it is being taken as a electoral mileage. Ma'am, if the Congress party has to take a mileage to support and save the constitution, we are ready to go ahead with it. He also said that Mr. Rahul Gandhi never said that the election should be held with a ballot. Just now, few days back, the Karnataka government has taken a decision to hold the local bodies elections with ballot, and there was a massive opposition by the Bharatiya Janata Party, which knows that once the machines go away, their support and their so-called coming to power will be lost. They're all the dreams. Secondly, he said that you don't go to ECI. ECI representation has been made by all party delegation. If he wants to know that, I will send him the papers and repeatedly. But when ECI refuses to act, even I told you just now what they did in Samastipur. The person should have been terminated. A sedition case should have been filed. What are you doing? I mean, the VVPAT slips, and there should be a recall in those places where you are finding all these mischief going on. But does the Election Commission react? It just reacted at one place by suspending, and we all know that the person who is suspended will come back in a better position after if they get an opportunity. But finally, let me tell you, ma'am, the whole exercise is to save the constitution and to save the rights of the people. And if for that, every party should come ahead. We never thought that we will have to contest this with Bharatiya Janata Party or even with the Election Commission of India. But look what is happening. There could have been a debate. There could have been a all-party meet. They didn't even allow a discussion in Parliament, saying that it is the foray of the Election Commission of India. Over there, the representatives of the people were ready. The Congress party had been repeatedly demanding that we should have a discussion over here. But it was referred. Finally, SIR said, our friend said that there was no figure. In Supreme Court, they have given a figure of 590 persons who were identified as Ghuspetia. And out of the majority of those people who were from Nepal and who had come, supposedly, migrated from Nepal, and they were treated as Ghuspetia. And finally, if the Bharatiya Janata Party wanted to act actually against Ghuspetia, they have their friend, our Prime Minister's friend, Donald Trump, who see what they did to the Indians. They caught them and said that these people are Ghuspetias. They arrested them, put the chains, put them in a airplane which was...
Okay, Rohan, final word. This Samastipur angle continues to come in, although there are very many things that are doing the rounds, how these are mock poll slips and, the visual instead is Dr.
Not mock polls.
So, all of that is doing the rounds. What I really want to understand from you, Owaisi's party is not with the Congress as far as Bihar is concerned, AIMIM, but yet there are these really meek ruptures that are really being spoken of when it is about vote theft. They're not saying it in as many words, but there is a silent support that is being given to the charge that Congress is making, that any party who's ruling does go ahead and involve itself in activities like vote chori. It's not just the Congress saying it. How do you respond to that, Rohan?
Yeah, that is very, very important thing we have to understand here. Nobody doubts the fact that there are irregularities in voter list, including election commission, including all political parties. That is point number one. That's why this SIR activity has been happening. When Mr. Rahul Gandhi first started this issue from giving example of Karnataka, what he taken out is the irregularities in the voter list. At no point of the time he has proved that, it is vote chori by election commission or by BJP. That is a core issue here. And now when election commission has completed SIR in Bihar, taken out 65 lakh votes, and Congress party has fought election on this new electoral rule, what is the issue left? Now EC is doing this SIR in 12 states. What is the issue left? That is a core point here clear. They themselves are not clear that are they with SIR or they are against SIR. They need to. They cannot just make political allegations and run away. They पत्थर फेंक के भाग नहीं सकते हैं. आपको Supreme Court भी नहीं जाना है.
Well, it's the political battle that is heating up, and the Chunav Ayog or the Election Commission is being targeted yet again. But there is a response that has now come in from the Election Commission over the Samastipur VVPAT allegation, claiming that all of these slips that you have on your screens, they are in fact in fact, mock poll slips. And that is the version that's come in from the Election Commission. Let's say which way this fight really is headed. I'd like to thank all my guests for joining me on the explosive weekend debate tonight.